Hello and happy Thursday to everyone. The week is almost over. We are creative professionals. We're making a living doing what we love. Whew, soak it in. We're doing it. You're doing it. Pat yourself on the back. And you're here. I'm 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿. Welcome to the Business of Storytelling. Today we are tackling one of my least favorite topics, which when I thought about it, probably means we really need to talk about it. And that, of course, you read the title, is feedback. So let's face it, it can be really tough to accept feedback as a creative because we pour our hearts and souls into our work, and then someone across the country on the other side of a screen has the audacity to say it's not perfect. How dare they? It is my typical response. So, okay, step back. The first step in receiving feedback is to take a few deep breaths. The good news is that we usually receive feedback asynchronously, meaning we aren't face-to-face with the client when it happens these days. So I'm usually, for example, I'm getting feedback in the form of Google Docs comments or maybe an email chain. This means if I have a grand emotional reaction like you witnessed, or I feel personally attacked by the feedback, I don't actually have to put on a pretty face in front of the client. I can rage. I can rage in my own space. I can breathe deeply, and eventually, after about 90 seconds actually, that's the amount of time it takes an emotion to pass through your body. So 90 seconds later, I'm a little calmer. So once you, like me, have chilled out a bit, you can approach the feedback more rationally instead of emotionally, and then you're able to actually assess the situation. The truth is that in most client-facing situations, the client is the authority on what the final product is. No matter how much you love the clever turn of phrase that you carefully crafted for that blog post, if the client wants to cut it, sorry. You gotta swallow your pride and incorporate the note. And you can also secretly tell yourself that they just don't appreciate your talent, right? You can tell yourself that, that's fine. But at the same time, you gotta keep in mind that you are also the expert hired to partner with them on this project. So there will be some feedback that you need to enter into a conversation about instead of just accept blindly. Recently, for example, I had a client ask to remove some certain phrasing. They felt like it was repetitive in a post, but it was necessary for SEO, aka search results. We have other videos on that if you wanna go snag one. They've hired me because of my knowledge and expertise that I bring to their content. And that expertise brings their content to the top of Google searches. So I know that in that case, I should step in and remind them gently and kindly of an element that they've just forgotten is important because it's not at their top of mind. Throughout accepting feedback, whether you choose to engage and negotiate about it or not, you want to remember that feedback says nothing about you as a human being. You are worthy, talented, wonderful, you are enough. Feedback is just part of the process because you're in a partnership with the client after all. And while sometimes feedback can feel way too nitpicky and over the top, at least you know they're reading your work. They're engaging in a partnership with you. It's so much better than a client who just says, "That's great, I trust you, good work." Even though it feels good to hear no notes, the truth is that the no notes client is actually the one who isn't paying attention at all. So that's not great either. Two sides of the coin. Feedback isn't always easy, but it does get easier with practice, just like most things. It used to hurt my feelings when I got any feedback about my voiceover work. And now it's just part and parcel of the gig. So remember, everyone, take a few deep breaths, analyze the feedback without emotion, and determine where the client is right rule applies and where you may need to step in with more of your expertise. Thanks for tuning in this week, you guys. This is the Business of Storytelling. I'm 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐿, and I am so glad that you stopped by. Follow me on Instagram at Caroline Cole Stories or on Twitter at 𝐦𝐨𝐬 And don't forget to please like and comment and subscribe. That helps everybody find these videos and make sure that you don't miss them. See you next week, friends. Bye.